Mr. Trump, we've known each other a while now.
That's true.
Sometimes when I'm with old friends, I like to sit back and reminisce about simpler times. Simpler times. When I was poor, we had a station wagon up on blocks in the driveway. We'd smash out the windows with a brick and then call it our summer house. Simpler times.
Simpler times. When I was poor, my penthouse apartment had a partially obstructed view of Central Park. Simpler times.
Simpler times. When I wanted milk, I'd drop a rock in the jar at school and hope the lunch lady thought it was a coin. Simpler times.
Simpler times. When I wanted milk, I bought a dairy. And I always had Swiss milkmaids there. They were beautiful. Simpler times.
Simpler times when broke celebrities filed Chapter 11 instead of appearing on Dancing with the Stars or The Celebrity Apprentice. Simpler times.
Simpler times when a Bentley was a car, not the first name of a girl in my son's daycare class. Just simpler times.
Simpler times when all late night hosts were white. And there was only one of them, the one and only Johnny Carson. Simpler times.
Simpler times when Rosie O'Donnell was the queen of nice. Now she's the queen of failed television shows.
Simpler times. Simpler times when money was green. And if the bill you gave him at the store looked like more money than you deserved to have, the cashier would hold it up to the light. Simpler times.
Simpler times when you could just say you're fired, and now you have to terminate someone with rightful cause and give them a humane exit interview. And then you hope they don't sue you for ageism or harassment and blame you for their trauma and sexual dysfunction. Simpler times.
Simpler times when dads help coach Little League teams. Now they sit on the sidelines with other 65-year-old dads talking about the side effects of Prilosec. Simpler times.
Simpler times, the good old days when banks loaned taxpayers money and not the other way around. Simpler times.
Simpler times before the banking crisis, when all America's banks were liquid, not just the sperm banks. Simpler times.
Simpler times when real estate in Manhattan was only crazy instead of, are you freaking kidding me? Simpler times.
Simpler times when I'd worry about money, I'd break open a piggy bank. Now, if you break open a piggy bank, you could offend animal rights activists. Simpler times.
Simpler times when I'd worry about money. Wait a minute. I never worried about money. Simpler times.
I got one for you, Mr. Trump. I don't either. Simpler times.